researched how social media has connected faster to consumers.
Sundance just finished. We're going to be talking to Kevin Bacon. Also talking to an actor who's an entrepreneur. The future of the entertainment industry. It's next.
I've spent a decade taking a bite out of conspiracy theories, unraveling urban legends, and grappling with worldwide top secret issues.
I've even racked up some of their awards.
All while ferreting out the bottom line.
On all topics, controversial, bizarre, and taboo. Interviewing movers and shakers, agitators and muckrakers.
But that doesn't answer my question. That is unanswered.
With me, Cary Harrison, as your guide.
Harrison with you, live streaming and live FM broadcasting up and down the east and west coast of the state of California, where we do have our stuff together, as you'll find out in just a moment. I want to talk to you a little bit about the entertainment industry, how it has changed just following Sundance. We've got with us right now a man named Zach Weinstein, and he is a more than just a typical actor, but he's an entrepreneur. He can actually read and write and do all kinds of special tricks here. And we're going to kind of get into the key. Also, we're going to talk to Kevin Bacon in just a moment and a few others as we review Sundance. And Zach, I want to welcome you to the Cary Harrison Show. And
thank you for having me.
For sure, and you won't be had here. You'll actually be honored.
Yeah,
I know.
I appreciate
it's a slightly different technique here. One of the things as an actor, people come here with the template in mind. Well, I'll just show up to Hollywood and I'll pay for a headshot and I'll pay for this and pay for that and pay for that. And then because you come from places, as you did, Baltimore, where maybe they actually have light rail, you come to L.A., there's no light rail. In fact, you can't even really successfully ride the buses. So now you have to buy a car, and that comes with car insurance, along with everything else. Now you're about 18, 20 grand in the hole, and it's week number one.
Well, luckily I decided to drive from the East Coast to here, so didn't have the issue. I brought the car, so... But, you know, a lot of people, you know, they sit there and they wait for opportunities to happen. And I'm a firm believer that if you want something to happen, you know, you want an opportunity, right, you go out and you create it. So, you know, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm approaching it as, you know, not from a lot of people think very small-minded. You know, they say, I'm going to wait for this golden goose opportunity, this one audition's going to land in my lap, and I'm going to crush it. And overnight, right, I'm going to be famous. And, you know, that happens sometimes, but... I don't want to wait for that opportunity, and I don't know why people do. So I'm creating content. You know, I'm partnering up with, you know, some big producers who are doing some big things, and you know, I like to say I'm the hype man. You know, I bring a lot of passion to it. You know, I work my butt off.
And you're 6 foot.
I'm 6'3". That helps.
Well, then you are the hype man.
I am the height and the hype. Exactly.
And here's kind of what's interesting. I was at Sundance, and this is where I met Zach, and we were having this long conversation of what does the future look like, because there are people from all over trying to figure it out. I mean, as we have now really fully converted from the analog experience to the digital, streaming gets Academy Awards. Mm-hmm. Streaming gets Emmys, Academy Awards and Emmys. So the world has changed.
And all these new categories, daytime Emmys, and everything for you know, downloadable series and all that stuff.
For sure. And one of the things that you did is you went from L.A. to Sundance because you smartly intuited, oh, that's where the action is. Now, let me just give you a little secret here in Hollywood. Let's say you want to interview a big star or get to an agent or a big company. You might wait 6 months if they take your call. You go to Sundance, and it's like, pardon me, at the McDonald's.
Oh, it's
Alfre Woodard, Redford is sitting there sucking on a coffee. That's where they all are at one time in one place. And you figured this out. You showed up, and now good things have happened.
Yeah, well, I actually, last year when I had really committed myself to producing and, you know, obviously acting, you know, the year before, I decided if I was really going to go after it, I had to be somewhere, like you said, where everyone is, and I could meet people who mattered. You know, I not saying that casting directors and agents and managers don't matter, but at the end of the day, if you're competing with 50,000 people who are all auditioning for one role and it's cast, you know, nationwide, your chances are slim. But if you skip that whole process and you find the producer or the director of that film and you hit it off with them and they like you and they think you have some talent, hopefully. I mean, you make life a lot easier for yourself, and that's what, you know.
It goes back to the Bible even. I mean, it's all about relationships, and it really is. Mm-hmm. we were talking about streaming a minute ago and how you can win Emmys and Academy Awards. I mean, Kevin Spacey has changed the face of Netflix with House of Cards. Now there's many. Amazon Prime has a new one called I Love Dick.
Who does it?
And I'm not, it's Amazon Prime. I'm not making it up. This is my special hat. Though it is my special hat.
Right. You got it from Sundance, right?
Right. So, we were looking there exploring, instead of just old-fashioned 35 millimeter, 70 millimeter, whatever films or digital movies now, but the streaming thing is magnificent. And the names of shows, to be able to catch attention, get funding, and make it work, like I Love Dick. Here's a conversation with Kevin Bacon looking at this and how he relates to it. Also, what was interesting about this is it retells untraditional relationships, where the husband and wife both like Dick. It's modern America.
So I hear you guys are moving to Texas?
He's got a residency there. Okay. Don't let me eat anymore.
I won't.
Okay, let me have one more bite, and then I won't have any.
No. Oh, come on.
I mean, is it weird that this is not at all what I expected?
You look great. If we didn't have to be somewhere, I would throw you down.
Have you met Dick?
Oh, there he is.
Kevin Bacon, you are the star of I Love Dick. And I know we can giggle about the name, and we will.
We love that we are forcing people to say that title again and again and again.
Right, especially in a public place, not only on TV but on streams, which means it has a permanent shelf life.
Yeah, now I see that there's some people that have gotten the since this is Sundance, there has to be swag, so people have some I Love Dick hats, which takes a lot of courage to wear that.
And a real resale on eBay.
Yeah.
So, it's great also that this has a wonderful sort of a secret tone right now in the world. The recent March of Women, the largest gathering in all of humankind. It's huge. And so this story also pokes a little bit at the male patriarchy, doesn't it?
Sure it does, yeah. I mean, that was kind of, part of Jill's reason for creating this show, and Sarah Gubbins, the other, writer, and it is from, as Jill would describe it, from the female gaze. It is being able to look at love and love triangles and sex from a very kind of female perspective and point of view. And one of the interesting things is that in a different version of this, where the genders were flipped, I would be an object, and yet because it's coming from the female perspective, the character ends up being much more complex than it probably would from a male. Like if this was the male version of it, I think I would be a mermaid or something, And so now I am an artist and a confused and interesting kind of dude.
Sundance is, of course, the plot of the play because it is where it all happens. Imagine it as the foreplay for the Academy Awards, where everybody is in a 1 mile radius getting drunk and rubbing elbows. And that was your experience, Zach, is you jumped off the high dive, went there, and good things happened.
Oh, yeah. Really since going to Sundance, things have, really picked up for me. Producing a few films right now. I'm producing my 4th film in 4 months.
That's all?
Yeah, and keep them busy.
4 and 4.
Yeah, 4 and 4, and acting in all of them as well. I have a few things in the works that I'm really excited about. Directed my first film this past year, so I just submitted it to all the festivals, and again, a lot of it is you surround yourself with the people you want to be like. You surround yourself with positive energy and people doing what you want to do. I mean, success breeds success, and go for it.
I'm a fan, and thank you for that, because I believe that too. I'm a big fan of fake it till you make it.
Oh, it's my motto.
Right? It's a secret, of course. We're not going to really admit it in front of everybody here. But one of the key things is you find, it used to be called mentoring. Right. Find your mentor, and then they teach you all the tools of the trade. And if you just imitate what a successful guy looks like, who's got a moral compass that fits yours.
For sure.
Right? Like all of it fits.
For sure.
And you just he's already done the R&D.
But
probably another 20 years of
1,000%. Now, at the same time, I think mentors. That's one of the biggest things that I talk about with my buddies when they're asking me, you know, what have I been doing? You know, you got to see again. You see the success that you want to be like, and not so much that you're trying to ride off of their their legacy or their name or anything like that. But you want to learn, and you know, people who are doing it and doing it right, you know, they usually want to teach and. Everyone wants to talk, but nobody wants to listen. I always say that, and it's like I've been writing a book. It's called "Stop Thinking and Leap," and it's all about just going for it and listening and following your passions, following your dreams. And when you do that, good things happen and things fall. Your path isn't always what you think it is, and it works out the way it's supposed to, and it's awesome.
Stop thinking and leap.
Yep.
Because it is a true fact, and I think most people would agree that God has never actually faxed a resume for them.
Yeah, exactly.
They may wish it to be so, but it's never actually happened. And you have to suit up and show up and actually jump off the high dive to hit the water.
Right.
People who are lonely sit around at home wondering, why can't I get a date? Have you gone outside? No.
Oh.
Prince Charming needs to get his fucking ass over here, beat on my door, knock it down. How does he know you're there?
People are scared of failure. I mean, they're worried about... they'll go out and they'll fail, and I'm like, well, at the end of the day, you learn more from your failures than you do from your success. One of the chapters in my book, it says, one of the excuses people always have is, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And my response to that is, then why don't you know anybody? Go meet them. Go make something happen. Go make a connection. Go make a friend. That's all you need.
Right.
You need one person to like you to do anything in the world. And if you're inspired and you're motivated to do something, you can literally do anything. I'm a firm believer in that. And,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, you're a good template for how it does work successfin. How do we follow you on social media and other things?
You can follow me on Instagram at Zach Weinstein, ZAC Weinstein, WEINSTEIN. And also on Facebook, ZAC space Weinstein, WEINSTEIN.
All right. Well, we're going to have you back again because I love entrepreneurialism and I love lifestyle stuff. The hard politics, I'm just... like a tea bag endlessly steeping in it, but occasionally I like to remember that we're humans and without each other we're just royally screwed. So I'm so glad you came on.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. I can't wait.
All right, my friend Harrison with you. This is the Cary Harrison Show. Back in a flash.
I've spent a decade taking a bite out of conspiracy theories, unraveling urban legends,